Can life as a vegan be easier than regular life? If you told me that a few years ago, I would have laughed at you. But now after 6 years of being vegan, it's gotten pretty close to that. Which is crazy because I remember how many mistakes I made and regrets I have of when I first went vegan. But since then, I've learned 5 critical lessons that have, in some cases, made life even easier than it was before. And in this video, I'm gonna share with y'all what those are and how to actually apply them into your daily routine. All right, y'all, so it's the morning, it's breakfast time, so it's the perfect time to explain to y'all the first lesson. And to do that, I wanna share with y'all a story that actually just happened to me to highlight why this is so important, why this lesson is so important. So I live here in Paris, but I was just visiting my friends in Milan a few days ago. And I was staying with one of them, and he's at this point of his life where he's really getting into fitness. He really wants to take care of himself. So he's been changing his diet, he's been going to the gym, he's cut back on drinking. And so I was staying with him, and every morning he would make porridge for breakfast, or like oats, which is great because I love oats. But what I would notice is like I finished my plate way before he did, and he noticed that I noticed, and he said, "Yeah, I actually hate oats." And I was like, dude, what? Then like, why are you making it? And he said, well, it's because, for health reasons, it's healthy, it's good for me, it's got protein, it's got fiber. And I told him, dude, like, you have to like what you eat, because he's been doing it for 2 months. And, with any kind of diet change, it's easy to do something for a couple of months. But if you want to commit to something for a long time, you got to be eating stuff that you actually like. And so that's why it's so relevant to doing something like eating a plant-based diet or a vegan diet, because, if it's something that you want to do for the long haul, you got to make sure you're eating something that you actually like. So that is the first lesson. You got to make sure you find recipes or food that you really enjoy and keep eating. If you're hating what you're eating, you're not going to keep at it. You're going to quit. Like, you can only force yourself to eat stuff that sucks for so long, I mean, I like the porridge, but he didn't. So yeah, he's got to figure that out, but that's okay. I got us covered. Let me just show you my super simple breakfast, and I actually like it. So yeah, this breakfast is super simple. You got your protein coming from your soy yogurt, you got a whole grain source from your whole wheat cereal, and then you got your fat source and omega-3s from walnuts. So I forgot to buy the berries this morning, but can't win them all. Contrary to popular belief, if you don't eat a perfect meal every single time as a vegan, you won't die. It is good though. It is super good. That's what I'm saying, make sure you're eating a breakfast or just eating food in general that you're looking forward to eating. If you hate your meals, you're not gonna keep doing it. Like, I don't care how many alpha male TikToks you watch, like, you can only lock in for so long. All right, so for this next lesson, it actually surprises me how many people who aren't vegan don't know this. I guess I've just been vegan for a while, so for me, it's like second nature at this point. But going back to the stories in Italy, in Milan, so I went to this bakery, and then, they had some incredible looking pastries, and I showed them to this friend of mine, and he goes, but that's not vegan. And the reason he said that is because the pastries I showed him were full of cream. Well, it's basically like desserts, right? And a lot of people just think, well, if it's cream and stuff, if it's a dessert, it can't possibly be vegan. There's so many ways to make vegan desserts, vegan cream, that are indistinguishable, honestly, from the real thing, from the non-vegan thing. Why can't the vegan thing be the real thing, And it wasn't just him. I showed this to some other of my Italian non-vegan friends, and they were just shocked at all these traditional Italian pastries that they just couldn't have ever dreamed were vegan. So that's the next life lesson, that you don't have to give up these traditional foods. In a lot of cases, you can still find vegan versions of these traditional foods that you love. And so I'm about to prove that to y'all here at this next stop. All right, so obviously I got the New York roll because it's the best looking thing in there. All right, look at this. Look at this. Man, look how good this looks, y'all. It's so crispy. It's got that cream inside. And the next question is, well, how do they do it without the eggs and all the milk? I don't know. Magic. I don't know. That's why I just make videos. I'm not in the kitchen, but bon appetit. Damn, this thing is crazy good, y'all. And I do want to emphasize that. And so you might be watching this and thinking, well, you know what, Dinesh, you're lucky that you have access to this vegan bakery near you, I certainly don't have that. But I wouldn't be so sure. In my experience, something like this is not the exception. I've been really lucky, and I've gotten the chance to explore so many different cities, and wherever I go, I always find impressive vegan versions of the traditional food. So I'm in Mexico, I find the best vegan tacos. When I was in Rome, I found an incredible cacio e pepe vegan. All these dishes you would never think could be vegan, you can find them vegan. Now, you know, of course, if you're in a really big city, it's much more likely. But I was even in a city in France called Lille. You guys know about Lille? I don't know about Lille. Point is, it's like a city here in France, not that big, and certainly not as big as Paris. Even they have a baker that's like 50% vegan options, like a ton of vegan options. And we talked to the owner and she was saying that all the new products she's putting out are vegan. So sometimes it's more, if you look, you will find. Unless you're like, you know, in Albania. That was pretty bad. My friends are always asking me like, but how do you find these places? And it's like, Google dog, like Reddit, Happy Cow, like so many things are just one search away. It's like a whole new world, like a whole new world of vegan options, you know? My friend, so what I will say was my Italian friend was onto something with his new diet because he was making recipes that were really quick and simple to make. And that for sure is a winning strategy when it comes to implementing a new diet. So the next life lesson really is you gotta come up with easy recipes that you can integrate into your life that make it effortless to make delicious, healthy vegan food. So, you know, the morning was an easy way to do that. And now I'm gonna show you how to do that for lunch. So this meal is just 4 ingredients, not counting the miso cube. It's red lentil pasta, hummus, spinach, and some peas. I set the water to boil, put in the miso cube for some flavor. I'm telling y'all, I always just throw in these cubes and they basically do all the heavy lifting for the flavor in the meal.
Oh, that smells so good.
Cook the pasta, which is an easy way to get lentils in. I cannot stress this enough, y'all, just how many problems would be solved if people just ate more lentils, vegan or not. And I'd be willing to bet 90% of problems people have from eating a vegan diet would be solved if they just ate more lentils or, you know, chickpeas, beans, any of the legumes, because they're basically the perfect swap for animal products. They've got the protein, the iron, the calories, plus they've got fiber. Anyways, then throw in the peas to boost the nutrition profile a bit. Since they're frozen, I put them in right before I strain the pasta. Make sure to leave in a little bit of the water for both the flavor and to thin out the hummus, which we're gonna put in next to use as a sauce.
How creamy that sounds.
And then, check this out. If you're like me and struggle to get greens in, this is an easy way to do it. So, does this pasta look more like risotto than pasta? Yes. Is it good though? Yes. Will I be telling my friends that I actually made vegan risotto? Also yes. That's what I'm saying, y'all gotta get meals like this under your belt. This is like 4 ingredients, 5 if you count the miso cube. Could use salt. Took like 4 minutes for the pasta to cook. Also the pasta made from red lentils. Super simple, easy to make, delicious. Yes, being able to make stuff like this is key to maintain your vegan diet for a long time to come. Cheers. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so if you just saw that, then that was me hitting a PR. Not an all-time PR, but it's been a while since I hit that. And so one of the big themes of going vegan, obviously, is the protein. And so going back to my Italian friend, I didn't expect this video to be like a grilling session, but he doesn't watch these videos anyways. You know, he was in that mode where he's starting to like get interested in fitness. And, you know, obviously he's getting hit by those TikToks that are like, you need 2 grams of protein or whatever. So he's super fixated on protein. And while we were there, while I was with him, I was seeing him eating like the cottage cheese, the chicken, all that stuff. And like look, like obsessed with protein labels, like looking at the protein, like how many, what percentage of protein it is. That's pretty common these days for a lot of people to be so fixated on the protein. But the truth is, check out this graph. And so I did show this to him, but if you notice, what it basically says, it's a compilation of around, I think, 50 studies showing that after 1.6 grams of protein per gram of body weight, you really don't see any improvement in muscle gain. So what does that mean? That means the amount of protein that most people get is complete overkill. So to summarize, basically, to get enough protein, just like live, you know, it's super easy. You don't have to worry about that at all. And then to get enough protein to like maximize your muscles, it's about 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. And for me, that's around 110 grams of protein. And the reality is I don't even look at that. I just eat the way that you see in this video. I work out. I don't really like pay attention to my protein numbers at all. You know, I do make sure to get like beans and chickpeas and tofu and stuff, but the truth is, these days, I only eat vegan protein. I eat less protein than I ever have, and I'm stronger than I've ever been. I actually double PR'd. After I did that PR, I did another PR. But I didn't record that one. So you're just gonna have to trust me on that one. The lesson is, you really don't have to worry about protein. There's so many other important things to worry about, like getting enough fiber. vegans are at an advantage when it comes to fiber, but you can never get enough fiber. You can never go to the bathroom too much. I'm just kidding, you can. I'm not a doctor. I think I forgot to mention, I don't take protein powder only when I'm in a calorie deficit during like the cutting phase. That's the only exception. Or I want to make my oatmeal like extra tasty. That happens too. Yeah, I mostly stick just legumes, whole grains, nuts and seeds, spinach of course, cauliflower of course. All right, y'all, so I'm nervous. I've got a hot date tonight. Dating as a vegan, impossible, right? What am I gonna do? Go to the salad bar? And go to Sweet Green? You know, I can't take her to the vegan bakery. All right, well, the next lesson is coming. Just y'all wait. Well, that doesn't look very fancy. What are they doing here? All right, y'all, so here she is, my hot date. Yo, but who's this guy you brought? This place might have one of the nicest ambiances of any vegan restaurant I've been to, and after stomaching the pain, I found myself really enjoying everything from the service to the food, and yes, even the company. Farah, what do we got here?
It is a avocado that tastes like egg, something like that. But yeah, it's smelling eggy, and it's gorgeous. This is the beauty of vegan cuisine. This is tofu. It's insane. It's like spongy. It's like the texture is something I haven't had tofu like this. For real, it's not sponsored. It's just like, it's such a cool, spongy, I think it's boiled probably, and then fried I think, I don't know, but it's so cool. We're all like, shocked.
Wow, she's such a natural on camera. No wonder she's got 70,000 followers on Instagram.
I'm trying. Wait.
I'm being served.
Let's try. Now look at us on the camera, there's pressure. Okay, wait. Okay, there's one. There's three.
So generous. Wow, the plating is amazing. This is gonna be the thumbnail.
Like a.
Let's try this pasta. Super good. It's creamy. I told y'all.
I know.
You can do vegan cream.
Exactly. Take another bite. For the thumbnail. Cheers for the thumbnail.
Here's the puree. That's really nice. It's like lentil, sweet potato mix. Super good. With some mushrooms, of course. Gotta have mushrooms.
It's all mushroom.
It ain't vegan if it doesn't have mushrooms. They got that crispy kale. That cruciferous veggies. Dr. Goodman, where you at? Hit me with that approval, that validation. I need it. Notice me.
What did I just say? I just said this food is tasty, so good, and like healthy, but like tasty and wholesome, and like I really love this food. It's really like how plant-based eating should be. Like it should taste good, but healthy, and it's like good for the soul, body, everything.
Y'all gotta take notes. Never stop selling veganism. That's Farah. Always ABC. Always be closing. She's ready to close. You on the fence? Talk to Farah.
Do it for the plot.
Try the chocolate mousse, eh?
The one you didn't want, but I wanted it.
It's nothing like the tiramisu I had.
It's like such a big bite for someone who doesn't want it.
Good. What is that? Chocolate. Okay, so this does look really nice, but is this just a fruit salad? $55 fruit salad. So it turns out there was some cream in it, so not just fruit salad, but they cut it close. And actually, I got to have a quick chat with the owner of the restaurant at the end. So I didn't have much luck with my date tonight, but you were saying this is a pretty good place for dates.
Yeah, I can see with time that when a guy wants to impress a woman, like with vegan or vegetarian, he bring it here. And all the time they are talking to me, and I don't want to be here, but I want to impress her. I hope I will have a good dinner, a good meal. So it's all the time funny.
So it's a great place for dates. Yeah, you hear that? So how did you guys get the idea of making a vegan restaurant in Paris?
It's not the ideas, it's the conviction behind it, the ethical treatment of animals, the ecology and the health. And we really want to show that it's possible to have this conviction and enjoy food.
Do you think that when you're vegan, you have to sacrifice eating at nice restaurants?
No. Our gastronomy is like shining for like centuries, and everything is built around this in France. So even the cooking school and all the things, it's like there is a way to cook. So it's really difficult to break it. Step by step, I can see that even like regular restaurant, they're starting to have one starter, one main course, and one dessert vegan. So it's nice, but there is not a lot of vegan restaurants, like 100% plant-based food. It's like 60, 70 restaurants like this. There is 16,000 restaurants in Paris. So
Gotcha.
it's like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
But step by step, it's getting better.
It's on the way.
It's on the way, absolutely.
Yeah. We just had a great social evening tonight at a really nice restaurant. So.
It was a real pleasure to have you tonight.
Merci beaucoup. Merci
Avec
beaucoup.
plaisir. It was a
Ouais.
pleasure.
On ferait une collaboration après.
Avec plaisir.
Okay.
It's on the video also.
Yeah. So now we have to do it. All right. Cheers. Man. Thanks, man. But here's the thing. Even though these lessons will make life infinitely easier, without actually knowing how to cook simple, delicious, and healthy meals, you'll hit a plateau of how easy things can actually get. But you're in luck. Because in this video, I'll show you 3 vegan meals you can make with only 3 ingredients each. And once you got those under your belt, well, you'll be well on your way to mastering your vegan diet. So I'll see you in the kitchen.